Throughout the years, I've had the pleasure of training some incredible clients, meeting some incredible people. From the person in pain who just wants to get back to regular function to my high performance athletes like here. I just love what I do and I love teaching. You pivoted.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't have to add it.
Yeah.
You just did it naturally. Must be from your martial arts background. Head touches, thoracic spine, give me a little curve back here, a little neutral. Okay. Now, all of those have to maintain as you traverse forward. I think that more than the physical aspects of what my clients are learning here this young man is learning to move from his hips and not to let his core collapse as he does this exercise, keeping his mind centered so that he can focus on his form. Much the same focus that we need in life when life is trying to collapse around us. Not only for the exercise they're executing, but also they're transcending their own limitations. Let's listen here as I teach this client how to do a simple core activation in a very precarious position. There should have been no movement in that lower back. So here I would move it, see, back on here. Right, and then when you spread your shoulder blades apart, if you're pushing your chest up, that's called shoulder protraction. They're learning to become aware of their body when they're exercising. They don't have mirrors in a lot of these movements. They have to go by what it feels like. And after I've shown them how to do it right, I get down there and I help them to feel what they're supposed to be doing while it's happening. And once that becomes memory, it is now automatic. That's the key as we transition them up the phases and through the various steps upon which they will graduate, and they'll know all this stuff for life. Even in this exercise here, she's learning how to not move her back, but move her hip. I don't want that at all. Okay. In this inverted cross crawl movement, I don't want her back to move as her arm and her hips move, but at the same time, her core is stabilizing her body. And the age of the client. I've worked with them as old as 95 and as young as 8 years old. And here I'm just simply teaching this client how to do a deep breathing pelvic tilt. Let's listen in. So it's better to say my back is flat is when I exhale, and when I arch the back is when I inhale. I've even had clients drive in and fly in from other states to work with me for periods of time. Like this athletic client that drove all the way from Virginia, came up here for a number of days to go through the assessment, the screen, and then start the corrective exercise strategies and exercise tutorial videos. Here, this young man came to me at age 11. I think he's 16 years old here, but he worked his way all the way up. And when he first came to me, he couldn't even do one push-up. And here we're doing a push-up test for some strength endurance. Wow, this young man has come a long ways. He's now playing soccer at a Virginia State college. This client, too, has traveled quite a long ways to come and work with me. She's actually a professional trainer and an athlete. And here we're doing some neurodevelopmental work. I want you to look at your thumb. Keep looking at it. And you're just going to roll over onto your back. By the time the client gets to this level, you know they've earned their rite of passage. This single leg deadlift pattern that this trainer is learning to do here is part of her passage from working with me as a client, and she transitioned and worked with me as a mentoring student, and she did excellent. Here's one of my younger clients who spent some time with me clearing up trunk stability push-up test, and here I'm taking her through what I call my dynamic functional core test for reflex activation. This is a multi-directional lunge to test the client's righting reflex. Let's listen in. Back there, okay, and then straight back. Cool, all right, let's try the other side. So we began to notice that as she switched sides, this side was more difficult, and she did give me that feedback, and that's what we're looking for.
I don't like this side.
Yeah, it doesn't seem to be working the same way, huh? No, this test isn't easy. This dynamic core function test is not really liked by a lot of clients, but I always remind them that the tests or the exercises that they like the least are the movement patterns that they need the most work on. And I want to thank all of my clients for helping me live my vision.